Let me also welcome in team owner Chip Ganassi, becomes the first owner to win the Daytona 500, Brickyard 400, and Indy 500 in the same year. Congratulations. Your thoughts on how things unfolded today?
Let's see. I want to first of all, thanks for everybody. You know, when you come down to the end there, I think there was about 10 laps to go on that last yellow, and I'll tell you what Jamie was talking about. This is such a team sport, and let me tell you how that other team helped us win today. Is there was 10 laps to go, and for all yesterday and today, all the crew chiefs talk about is, you know, what do you do with 10 to go? You know, 4 tires. They can point to the races where the 4 tires have won, and you can point to the races when 2 tires have won, and we were in the enviable position of running 1-2, and a lot of times when you're running 1-2 like that, you can do a split strategy, so you have both sort of angles covered. And I was behind the pit stand, and Johnny Morris brought up to me that maybe we ought to think about 2, and the 42 was going for 4. So I looked at Bono, and he said, you know, say something to Bono. I said to Bono, I said, hey, Bono, I said, you think we should do a split strategy here? He said, yeah, let's go for 2. I said, okay. So that was the call, you know, I mean, and the only reason we could do that is because we knew the 42 was going for 4. And, you know, as a team, we had, you know, we had sort of both strategies covered there, I guess, you know, and that's the great thing about having a teammate.
Louis Frank, ESPN, the magazine, and Reuters. Chip and Felix, you know, you've had to reorganize the team a couple of years back, and you brought Jamie back. Can you talk a little bit about the struggles from where you were and before a couple of years ago to where you got today?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we you know, everybody looks at, you know, the year with Franchitti there when we had to, you know, we didn't find sponsorship for him, and you know, we were looking for sponsorship at the beginning of the financial crisis, you know, and I think, you know, I'm sure there's not a person out there that it wasn't affected by the financial crisis, and we were too. And you know, and we that would just happen to be the year we were looking for a sponsor for Dario, and we didn't get it done. You know, and so we had to pull our wings in a bit and make some changes and take it a little bit on the chin, which we did. And you know, but we always knew we'd be racing. I think a lot of the people in the media had us written off that we were, you know, bye-bye, and, you know, everybody wants to, you know, was ready to kiss us off. So, I mean, we knew that wasn't the case, but, yeah.
Jennifer Iyer, Associated Press. I have 2 different questions, I guess, for the 3 to the left. Jamie, this time last year, you had no idea where you were going to be driving this year. Chip, someone had written that your team was in disarray. You came to this race, and
where's Newton? He wrote that, yeah. Newton, that son of a no.
Chip called him out. But I mean, you know, you had just returned from about a 6-week absence, and you know, all of you guys up there were sort of facing these difficult questions about what the future holds. That being said, here you are today. Is it almost surreal, like what a difference a year makes not to be contrite? And then after that, what do you say? You've got one winning team here, and you've got one heartbroken team, you know, in the garage. What do you say to Juan and Brian?
Okay, which one you want first?
Any order you want.
What do I say to Juan and Brian? They should have taken 2.
That'll be the front page.
I don't know. You know, there's only. I'm sorry. No.
I hope so.
Look, I told you how they, you know, look, it takes a team to win in this sport, and Bono will tell you that he and Brian Patty are like brothers, and Jamie will tell you he and Juan are, I wouldn't call them brothers, but they are open book. They are open book, and they help each other all weekend. So, you know, this is a win for the team, and certainly we sit here and, you know, I don't want to take anything away from Jamie and Bono, but the team wins and the team loses. And today was certainly a mixed emotions day in that respect. But without the 42 team, the one car wouldn't have won, I don't think, and vice versa. So that's what happens. Is it surreal? Yes. You know, from you know, where we were a while back, you know, yes, people had Jamie written off. People had us you know, written off, and but I think you know, that little what I said once before was a semester at sea there for Jamie. He came back, couldn't have come back a better person, and we had grown as a team, and he had grown as a driver, and we picked up where we left off, I think, and I'm really happy about that. What else were you asking, Jenna?
And Jamie as well. This time last year you had no
Yeah.
idea what you were going to do.
Well, I think it's very similar to what Chip said, but I think for me, and I just said this on TV. I think it's a lesson for all the media that instead of writing the story that this guy should be fired, or the story should be this guy needs to find a new situation. And I'm going to use Elliott Sadler. I mainly because I go back and I watch all these races while I run or work out before I'll watch Pocono this week. And since we had 2 weeks off, I watched last year's race, and then I just YouTubed a race, and I found the race from 2005. And Elliott had qualified on the pole and led the first 40 laps. And I think that it's just a situation where you got to get the guys in the right position with the right crew chief and the right team and the right owner. I tell you guys something that Chip said to me right before I got in the car. He's like, let's go out and do this thing. And I was like, Chip, I said, I'll give you everything I've got. And he said, I know. He said, that's why I hired you. And he's like, I believe in you. And he said, you just go out there and you do your best. And he said, that'll be enough. And I think every driver's different. But for me, that's what drives me is having somebody behind you. And I think it's been really good for both Chip and I to experience all of this together, because we were together when things weren't great, and we've kind of built this together along with the one team to where it is, and I think it's made me, I will say, I won't speak for Chip, but it's made me really appreciate Bass Pro Shops and McDonald's and everyone that is a part of our race team. When you're a part of an organization that just has sponsors knocking the doors down, I don't think that the drivers appreciate that as much as they should. And for me to go through what I went through, it makes me really, really appreciate what we have with Bass Pro.
I'll second that.
and Bass Pro. Johnny Morris was here today in Victory Lane, and we go and we sign autographs at Bass Pro Shops, and Johnny will literally be the one that'll call and be like, hey, would you mind going and sign autographs? And when you have relationships like that with your sponsors, it just makes you want to go out of your way to help them. So really fortunate to get to be where we are.
Diego Mejia, Speed International. Congratulations, Jamie, Chip, and you all. It's a question for Kevin. Juan seemed to run on clean air for most of the race, and right after he pitted for four, he found himself in dirty air. How much did you think that played in him not being able to recover from changing four?
Well, I think that was everything, and we knew on that last stint there that people were going to take two. It's a fact. It's written in stone that maybe 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th, some of them guys are going to take two. And if you are the leader and you have a really good balanced car, it's hard not to take 4 tires. Greg Biffle and Juan were running 1-2. They both took 4. That was their opportunity that they thought to win the race. Our opportunity to win this race was to take 2. And when Glove asked me in the team meeting this morning, what's your plan today? Whatever it takes to win the race. And that was our plan. And our car ran best in clean air. And Juan and in the 16, who both of 2 cars that I know that took 4 that were running 1-2 or 1-2-3. Traffic definitely played a major part there, and Juan or Biffle not winning.